The first official U.S. talks with Iran over its nuclear program began Saturday, marking the highest level of discussion between the two countries in years. The meeting reportedly consisted of Iranian leaders floating the idea of limiting their nuclear arsenal in exchange for sanction relief. Tensions between the two countries has been high since Trump pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal that was negotiated under President Obama, which put strict limits on Iran's uranium production. Since then, they've revamped that and are believed to be just weeks away from being able to build a nuclear weapon, although U.S. intelligence does not believe that they are pursuing one at the moment.
So there have been a lot of various intel reports from the Israelis, from Europe, from the Americans that, Iran is weeks away, is months away, that they're like at the precipice of it. And the Israelis, of course, are in the region, and that's where they could immediately be struck by the Iranians. And so ultimately for them, it is an acute concern. And they have actually been hoping the Americans were over talking to Iran here. Remember, back during Trump's first term, he pulled out of the nuclear deal that Obama had signed with them. Obama had signed a deal that he says allowed supervisors in there to ensure Iran didn't get nukes, but still allowed Iran to bring in a whole bunch of money, also continue to arm terror groups around the region like Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis. Trump came in 2017 and said, no, this is a terrible deal for us, and pulled out of that deal. So for the past 8 years or so, including during the Biden administration, they've been dealing with it through intelligence, through covert and overt military action. It's one of the reasons why Netanyahu actually was in Washington last week. His hope that he's decimated Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Iranians so much that he has them on the ropes here, and that America was on board with like a military strike right now. Trump apparently not ready for military action, so he sent his special envoy, Steve Witkoff. Witkoff, we've told you about before. He is Trump's real estate buddy. So Witkoff has been put in charge of the Israel-Hamas talks, the Russia-Ukraine talks, and now the Iran talks. So the meetings went well enough where they have now scheduled further meetings next weekend. The deal that the Israelis want, that some folks in the administration want, would be a complete takedown of any nuclear program by Iran, similar to the deal that the Bush administration struck with Libya. It does not appear the Iranians are ready for that, because remember, if you have a nuclear program and you're a dictator, it's sort of an insurance policy. Think Kim Jong-un. He ain't going anywhere because he has nukes. And the lesson so far, and this is a conversation that came up with senior Israeli officials when I was in Washington last week, is Libya gave up its nukes. What happened to Gaddafi? 8 years later, he was gone. Ukraine gave up its nukes in the 90s. Well, we know how Ukraine's ended up. So the lesson the Iranians and others might take away is maybe we should get nuclear weapons. So that's the background here for these negotiations, and we'll see how they go.